Bonjour tout le monde. We spent the last couple days talking about direct and indirect object pronouns, me, tu, nu, vous, le, la, les, lui, leur. Today we are going to talk about the last two of those pronoms compléments, I and on, which probably look a little bit weird. That's okay. So the first one we are going to look at I. If you look at these questions and answers, what does it look like I is replacing in each question? So what's missing from the question that you see the I instead of in the answer? The first one, we've got oui, j'y attends mes copains, and we're missing devant le café. In that second one, we see j'y ai mis, and then we are missing dans le sac. So it's replacing dans le sac. Elle pense à l'ouragan. No, elle n'y pense pas. We're missing à l'ouragan. Et monsieur, lui, va aller au parc avec nous. No, il va pas y aller avec nous. We are missing au parc. So you see that the E is replacing something from that original question. Those things that they are replacing, for the most part, are prepositions of location. And I know sometimes we don't even know what prepositions are in English. So here are a few examples of some of our common French pronouns that you will see and that you will replace with E. So that E is replacing those prepositions plus the noun that comes after it. But it is only replacing things that are not people. So, allez-vous à Paris? No, nous n'irons pas. Are y'all going to Paris? No, we are not going there. Est-ce qu'il était chez lui? Was he at home? Oui, il y était. Yes, he was there. So a lot of times it will translate as there. Not always, but I would say most of the time it will translate as there. The exception to that is that he can also sometimes replace a plus non-locations or inanimate objects. Tu as réfléchi à ce problème? Did you think about this problem? Oui, j'y ai réfléchi. Yes, I thought about it. Pense-t-elle aller à l'université? No, elle n'y pense pas. Is she thinking about going to college? No, she's not thinking about it. So those are not locations, but they are still replacing that preposition a plus an inanimate object, something that is not a person. But I will never, ever, ever replace a or pour plus people or expressions of time. So if something is telling you when something is happening, it cannot be replaced with I. It will be replacing a location or a plus some other inanimate object. En is kind of along the same lines. So if you look at these questions to see what the en is replacing, elle s'occupe de ce projet. Oui, elle s'en occupe. Tu as acheté des baguettes? Oui, j'en ai acheté 3. Vous voulez faire du ski? Non, nous ne voulons pas en faire. Il a trouvé une nouvelle voiture? No, il n'en a pas trouvé une. So you'll see for each of those, you're missing something from the question that was replaced with en in your answer. Most of the time, en is going to replace de plus a noun that is not people. We'll talk about that in a second. Où est-ce qu'elle a acheté des fleurs? Elle en a acheté chez le fleuriste. She bought some at the florist's. Tu aimes faire de l'équitation? Oui, j'aime en faire. Yes, I like to do it. It is also used with quantities and numbers, but you will not replace the number or the quantity. You will save that at the end. Est-ce qu'elle a trouvé des chatons? Oui, elle en a trouvé 4. Yes, she found 4 of them. So that en, when you're talking about numbers and quantities, kind of translates as of them. Vous allez prendre combien de fraises? Nous allons en prendre 1 kilo. How many strawberries are you going to take? We'll take a kilo of them. So you need that quantity at the end because you wouldn't just say we are going to take of them. We are going to, or she found of them. You need to keep that number on there to make your answer make sense. But on will not replace people unless it's part of a number or a quantity. Combien de frères et sœurs as-tu? J'en ai 3. How many brothers and sisters do you have? I have 3 of them. We don't always say the of them in English, but you don't have the option of leaving that en out in French. And as far as where these go in a sentence, they follow the same rules as all of the other pronouns we've looked at. If you only have one verb, it goes before the verb. If you have it in the negative, it will go between the ne and the verb. So ne, ion, verb, pas. And then if you have 2 verbs, which means a conjugated verb and an infinitive, it will always go in front of the infinitive. So ne, conjugated verb, ir en plus the infinitive, and then finally, oh darn, the ne, conjugated verb pas, and then ion. So it's all the same placement rules as before. And I thought there was a nice little, here we go. And then there's just a little summary. So E replaces prepositions of location and a plus inanimate objects, never people. And en replaces de plus a noun or nouns after quantity. So this will be added to your cahier interactif, and we will review tomorrow.